think there's a few ways we could do it. Most likely with Casimiro on the bench. But my personal feeling is that Casimiro needs to start in this game. I'll delve into that more when we talk about the team in a minute. But you're talking about one of the best centre defensive midfielders in the world. You're talking about a player that was superb in the Champions League final a few months ago. You're talking about a player that is experienced and is used to these types of matches, players and environments. And I think he's invaluable in a game like this. I don't think he will start, and I'm not going to moan if he doesn't. I'm just saying there seems to be this debate going on about whether you play Casemiro or you don't. And there seems to be two opinions here. Both opinions united by the fact that Casemiro is one of the best CDMs in the world. But the two trains of thought are McTominay's been playing well. Casemiro's not totally adjusted to the Premier League at the moment, so he should start on the bench. And then the other opinion is Casemiro is completely suitable for this game. He's got the experience, the quality and the leadership to run that midfield in a game where we're not going to have a lot of the ball. You can't bench him just because McTominay's been playing well. So, and I'm leaning towards the other side. You've got to get Casemiro in this team as far as I'm concerned. But before we get into all that, let's probably go with Bruno, Eriksen and McTominay. But it's 4 weeks since we beat Arsenal. Do we need to pick a winning team from Arsenal? I don't think that we do. The last game that we played was the game in Moldova, where McTominay in the first half was okay, and then Casemiro in the second half I thought played well. I personally think let's play them both. We are not going to attack much against Manchester City. They are going to have somewhere between 60 and 75% possession, Man City. And I know that's a large percentage gap, 60 to 75, but Man City will be somewhere in there. It could be north of 70, it could be below 70, but it will be somewhere in there. Do you want to pick a midfield of McTominay, Eriksen and Bruno against a team that's going to have the ball? I think you've got to get Casemiro in there. And if you want to play McTominay as well, play them both. I personally would go Eriksen, Casemiro and McTominay. That's what I would do. And I know people think that means Bruno being dropped. It doesn't actually. There is a way that he can play as well. But I would personally go with that midfield because without a shadow of a doubt, whether we like it or not, we will be defending a lot. We are playing the champions, one of the best possession-based teams in the world, at the Etihad. We ain't going there to have the ball. We didn't have the ball against Southampton and Leicester. We're not going to have it at the Etihad. We're going to have to defend well. Therefore, I think Casemiro fits the remit like a glove. I feel like Ronaldo, I've done that from Edgar. So I would go Casemiro, McTominay and Eriksen as my midfield three. I wouldn't just... I would bring Casemiro in for a game like this. I'll go Sancho. And then you could play Ronaldo up front. Now, Ronaldo is not playing particularly well at the moment. I'm going to... Look, you could do that. We probably will do that. And we probably won't play Casemiro with Bruno going into the midfield. But personally, I would do this. That is what I would do. Let me just refresh it. Hello. I would do that. That's the team I would pick against Man City because Bruno can support the midfield. Sancho and Antony can tuck in. It leaves us with very little outball, and that is a problem. But it allows us to keep the ball. And Bruno can press from the front and never stop running. I think I would go with that team. And I think that with Rashford and Martial injured, it may well solve a problem for us. I think Casemiro has to start this game. What I don't want to see happen is we start Ronaldo, Bruno, Eriksen, McTominay, and we put Casemiro on the bench and we lose 2 or 3-0. And we go, we never got hold of the midfield and that's why we lost. At least if you put Casemiro in there, you've got a better chance of getting hold of the midfield. So I would do this. I don't think he will. I think he will want pure pace up front. He may play Elanga. I think he will want that pace because that might hurt Man City. But I would go with that. And I think the interesting thing is he might go with that. He might go with something else. But I look at that and I think I trust the back four. And that midfield's got a lot in it as well. We probably won't score. We might get a 0-0 or a 1-0 loss. But I think with that midfield and that defence, we've got a really good chance of keeping Man City quiet. Which brings us on to the next stage. How will this game go? Muzzy says it's out on Sunday. You won't catch me moaning about it because I trust the manager. But I do, and it is about your opinion. If you're asking me right now, does Casimiro start? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Can I get a hell yeah? Casimiro starts in that game because I watched him in that Champions League final against Liverpool. I've watched him a lot over the last few years for Real Madrid. We're going to play Manchester City at the Etihad with Bernardo Silva and De Bruyne and all the players that they've got. If you'd said to me today, Casemiro was still a Real Madrid player, and you said to me, what one player would you like to have in this game? I would probably say Casemiro, because the way he can protect that back four, break up the play, straight away, I mean, I suppose the best thing to do, and we can't do it, if you say to Man City, do you want Casemiro to play on Sunday? I guarantee all of them would say no. Because if he has a good game, he's one player that can make their job ridiculously difficult. The question is, Ten Hag is the manager, and for Ten Hag, it's not about the best 11. It's not about the best players, it's about the best 11. And what I mean by that is he'll construct the best team, not the best individuals. And he may not feel that Casemiro deserves or is right to start this game. But for me, I think it's absolutely essential. I feel we need Ronaldo on the pitch. The lineup without a striker feels like setting up for damage limitation, says Joshua. If you go with that, that's the only way that Casemiro can start. And that's why I've gone with that. I think it's the only way Casemiro starts this game. If you start Ronaldo, Bruno drops into the midfield three, Casemiro drops to the bench. I really do think it's Casemiro or Ronaldo. And if you play Ronaldo, you probably play with a false nine in Bruno. I think you're right. I don't think Casemiro starts. I think that Bruno will drop into the midfield three and Ronaldo will start. But I just wanted to emphasise how you can get Casemiro into that team. He's not going to drop Scott McTominay. And you know what? Part of me really does believe that he shouldn't drop McTominay. He's definitely not going to drop Eriksen and he's not going to drop Bruno. So effectively, if you start Ronaldo, Casemiro goes to the bench. If you don't start Ronaldo, Bruno as a false nine, Casemiro starts. I can't see any other way. You start Ronaldo, you start Bruno, you start Eriksen, you start McTominay, you start Casemiro. I can't see a way of doing it. So, and he won't bench